Hello everyone, this is Mesolite Visual with another video. In this video we are going to look at elevation presentations in ArchiCAD. We're going to start first in Photoshop by editing our background. We use it to put our drawings into context, and then by adding the scene, and it will highlight the subject. It also enhances the subject and its environment. This also will allow us to distinguish different elements and determine the depth of our drawing. So here I'm going to reduce the width of the image. I'm going to go to Image, Canvas Size, reduce to 17 inches. And then make sure you convert the layer into layer 0 so that you can edit the opacity or the intensity. We're going to reduce the intensity to 25%. 25% to do for our, remember this is a background of our drawing, so it needs to be in a lighter intensity. And then from here, save or export the image as a PNG format file. Okay. Let us now bring our PNG background to the drawing by just dragging and dropping it to the view, and then from here we're going to adjust the scale of the image to align very well with the drawing. So I'm going to move it to the perfect height, and then by using these points, ArchiCAD is a powerful tool to manipulate images, like in this ones. By clicking on the corner, the pad palette will pop out, pick stretch 2, and then make sure you align it with the extension so that it can stretch proportionally, like so. Yeah, I'll stretch it like so. Yeah, make sure you centralize it with the drawing. Yeah, I'm happy with the height of the trees at the background. From here, make sure you trace the contours of your elevation. I already covered that. If you look at here, I've traced the contours of the elevation by fill, and then make sure it's an empty fill. And then this will help us to restrict the background to interact with the drawing or with the elevation lines. For example, if I delete this, you see that our background is interfering with the whole lot of our elevations. So make sure the fill is, the display options is above the background. Make sure it's above the background, not above your drawings or your lines. Okay. And then from here we're going to access the view settings of our elevations. Go here and then right click on the elevation view. Go to elevation view settings. This will bring this window here, elevations. Under model display, that will be the part that we'll be looking at. Under uncut elements, this is basically representing the surfaces of our current view of our elevation. So it says we have options here. The first option is fill uncut surfaces. We had a choice of filling it with what? With a uniform pen color or own surfaces colors, non-shaded, and then we have the shaded one. I'm going to use the shaded one. Then another option is uniform pen color. You had a choice of checking the box. I'm going to skip it. I'm going to check the box of vectorial 3D hatching to represent our material surfaces, or our materials in our surfaces. Okay, I'll leave the transparency box unchecked, and then under sun and shadows, make sure it's custom so that you can customize the angles of your shadows. I think I'm happy with 45 degrees. I'll leave it there. Then make sure here the sun shadow is checked, the box. You can also decide to mark the distance of the shadows. Check on another sun shadow. Make sure the shadow polygons, it's something that you want. I'll change the fill to maybe 50% color or fill, and then I think I'm happy with the color. I can change it to something darker. Perfect. From here, hit OK. And then this is how the result of our editing the view settings. From here, we're going to add extra details like 2D information. I have downloaded another image from internet where I can use it as bird flyings above the trees. So what I'll do, I'll just drag and drop the image of the bird silhouette. I'll repeat the operation of scaling up the image, and then make sure it's positioned nicely somewhere here. This image has to be a PNG format. PNG will work very well with the transparency of the background. So make sure you download only PNG. Images without backgrounds. I think I'm happy with the position and the scaling of the birds flying. Yeah, for some designers or architects won't go at this far, but presentation is always unlimited depending on what you want to achieve. And then I'll add other details like maybe trees that are objects, like so. Make sure it's on something transparent. Perfect. Change this one also to be transparent. Yeah. Then go to your object. 2D. Yeah, I'm looking for 2D people. These are very nice silhouettes that you can use in your composition. This one. Okay, the fog fill type, I want it really 25% fill, and then the full pen, it's fine on that. Okay. rotate it. Yeah, you have another choice of adding graphics overrides by right clicking also on the thing, go to view settings, and then under graphic override change to maybe presentation solid. This is the result of the graphic override. I kind of like, I'll go with the first one without graphics override, or maybe construction override. Go back to view settings, change to construction. Okay. In this case, I want lines of the surfaces to be uniform. Like for the lightings, objects has to be uniform. And then I'll go back to the elevation settings. Make sure under uncut elements, uniform pen for uncut, we'll check the box. And then we can use something like this, and then okay. You see now they are all uniform. The difference is the contour line. That one I made it thicker. I made it in a heavyweight so that it can really outlines the whole drawing. Okay. And then it will depend on how you want to present. In most cases, you want your, depending on how you want to communicate, the 2D or labeling of object has to be presented in a manner that everyone can just pick when he's going through your drawings. So I'll change everything to be one color in terms of the 2D information. I'm talking about lines for the levels, dimensioning, and the annotations. I can just magic wand on one object and then Control A to select or change to something blue. It also helps in, I also do for color 3. Do for annotations, label, color 3. Something like this. It's nicely. Oh, the leaders are left. This one I have to go to dialog settings to access the symbol label or the point. So and then change to 3. Okay, now everything is uniform. I think I'm happy with everything. Here has to be. And then this line represents the ground level, so I'll make sure it's nicely. And then bring up your trees to sit on the ground level. This is just a drawing that a DW drawing that I downloaded from internet, and then I bring it in my elevations. I think it's performing quite well. I really like how it's interact with the background and then the drawing. So here also do the same to the ground. Yeah, you can also instead of using the terrain or the mesh as your base for the drawing, you can also use fill, and then with solid fill that will represent your base, something like this. Make sure it's aligned with the baseline of your drawing. Okay. I think I'm happy with everything. So what I'll do here, I'll save or export this as a PDF. Just my Q and then file, save as what's the elevation, quick access. Make sure it's A3 landscape, okay. Then my Q has to fit to the page, color is fine, and then save. Yeah, this is the result of what we created. You can go further and edit this with Photoshop. Let's basically do that. Go to your Photoshop, close this file, open to bring up your PDF. Okay. Yeah, here we want to manipulate the power of curve and levels tool in Photoshop. Go to image and then adjustments, go to level, start with level first, and then make sure you achieve something like this, just to enhance in terms of depth again in your drawing. And then curve, I'm adjusting the portion that I want to choose. And then there are options in terms of colors. We've got red. We can add a bit of red in our portions, just like so. Just like so. We can play around with, depending on what you want to achieve. And then you can also add another color. You can also try the blue. I think I'll leave it here. I'll leave it here. And file, save as, export as image, JPEG image format. This is your result. This is the final result. Yeah, I think you can do better, much better than this. Mine is just a quick tip on how you can present your elevation in ArchiCAD. Unfortunately, I couldn't just use only ArchiCAD. I had to introduce another tool, which is Photoshop, to take my enhancement further. But it really came out nice. Okay, thank you guys for your attention. I'll see you next time with another video. Make sure you subscribe for this type of content. Don't forget to like and comment below the description on how you can carry out this type of presentations in ArchiCAD. Thank you guys. Cheers.